Brought to you by DCP Player version 2, available now. Hi, this is James Garden at the CineTechGeek, and in this video I've actually called it "A Digital Projector is Not a Toaster." Now, what does that mean? Well, I'm standing in front of a typical film projector here. I'm still at Metro Baronia from like the last video, and talking to the operator, for example, a typical independent cinema owner. He would do 95% of the service on this unit. Basically, like anyone can service a toaster, any independent cinema operator can usually service their projector because that's their job, and that's the knowledge that they've gained over the many years. Now, this is not a digital projector, and the same sort of ability to service it doesn't exist, unfortunately, with the digital projector. Now, this is some of the, more of the prickly parts of going digital, especially for the independent cinema owner, where one of the advantages of being your own little cinema owner, you could potentially do a lot of the servicing and costly things, service things yourself, saving you a lot of money, and that's part of your profitability as an independent service operator. Now, typically, when something goes wrong with a projector like this, it may progressively, something's going wrong, you can call your service agent, get the part sent down, and most likely repair it yourself. But if it is a significantly big problem, you'll just get the service agents to come down and do it, but that's not that common. These are very robust. It's one of the reasons that we're so, the reliability of these units is astounding, and it's impressive, but, and I'm superiorly impressed based on all the technology I've seen. This is amazing technology in terms of what it can do in the day. But as we are moving on, it's out of our control to a degree, and we are going digital, we have to come to terms with that. But so, let's, just want to make it a point again. This isn't, you can service this quite easily. So now let's turn the camera around. Now in the background, I have this new Barco S series, or a typical, digital projector for cinema. Now, there's a big difference between this and a film projector. There's a lot of security elements in these projectors. You can service them to a degree. Like a car from the early days, my dad was a mechanic. He taught me how to do the timing, change the spark plugs and the distance between the sparks to add all different sort of aspects to the engine and how well it would run. And, you could all do it yourself. But like in a new car, they've got the yellow parts, and those are the only parts you're allowed to touch. Well, it's the same with digital projectors. You can only service certain parts. You can change the lamp yourself. You can change the filters yourself. But if you go too far into the projector, you will cause a security violation, and for it to operate again, you will have to have, there's no choice, a qualified service engineer come out and service it for you, and it's called remarriage the system so it will all work properly. So that is a big difference between a film projector and a digital cinema projector. And these are some of the aspects as we now move into digital, some of the prickly parts that we need to understand and know. An informed decision. I always go about my videos about being informed, and this is some of the things that you should be informed about. So if you're not, watch this video and share it with others who aren't clear on these aspects yet. So as an independent cinema owner, for example, in Australia, it's such a big place, it can cost quite a lot of money to have an engineer take a day to travel out to you, spend a couple of nights there, and a day to travel back. So a simple service call, if you're in the city, may cost in an independent country site 5 times as much. It's just that that can be that much difference. So you need to understand it, and the extra costs which actually come with digital cinema, and understand where you're going to hit this. Now, this is only just happening in Australia because a lot of these systems are getting to 2 years old, and unfortunately there's no VPF in Australia for reasons which I don't want to go into right now, but it's a very different environment, and generally the mentality of people in cinema is that because they come from these old, rugged these amazing technically rugged devices that can run and run and run, they're not used to, they're basically used to saying, well, I'll pay to fix it when it breaks, because service contracts they're not really cost effective. But unfortunately with digital's different. When a projector starts to fail, you might notice, something's going, I'll need to get that replaced. I'll make a call and I'll get the part, and I'll, because it'll take a while to get to that non-serviceable area. Digital is ones and zeros. When they decide to stop, they stop. They just stop. So preemptive servicing is the only way. So service contracts or a service agent which can really help with preemptive information to make sure you don't get to that dark screen. And someone also that you need to trust ultimately, because you need to trust what they're saying, or like I keep saying, be informed, understand your technology, understand why it's not working, so that unfortunately no one would try and take advantage of you, or it happens. I just want to make sure that you understand where you are. So a digital cinema projector is not a toaster. This is my message in today's video, and I hope you come away with it making you think differently about where you are in your new industry. You are no longer a rugged film projector industry. You are now an IT industry that's specialised. Your engineers that come along are going to cost a considerable more than the traditional film ones. Like I like to compare. For example, we have things like Nerds on the Run, etc., which are just typical general IT people who come to fix your computer. They're roughly $150, $175 an hour. Now, someone who's going to service one of these, it's very realistic to say $250. They have to do literally hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of training before they're even supposed to touch this equipment. Unlike the Nerds on the Run who just learned something while he was at school or in his spare time. So we've got to understand, like this is where we're going. Also, networks are very important with this. Your access to VPNs and setting up VPNs, know how all that works, controlling it yourself so you know what's happening on your networks. It's your cinema, your network. You should understand what's going on in your cinema. So you have to learn these parts. You have to learn how these control, or the aspects of what they do. Maybe not totally technically, but at least what they do and how they affect you, and also gain an understanding of service agents which you trust intimately that they're going to give you and do the right thing by you. So there you go. That's my video for today. It's a bit of a prickly one. It's about time we get into some of the not so nice parts of going digital. So and that's one of them. It's probably the prickliest part in my opinion, and probably one of the most difficult sides that a lot of the older cinema owners that I know, a lot of them are quite old, and all this new technology is a little bit, has been a bit much for some of them. So all I can say is try and learn it as your business now to know these things. If you want to email me or ask me questions, I'm happy to do so. I'm happy to point you onto other people in your areas possibly that can help you. It's local relationships which keep you going. So anyway, that's James Gardner, the CineTechGeek, and I hope you enjoy my videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.